Aloha, this is your mean squirrel, here with a quick disclaimer. This podcast contains explicit content and parental discretion is advised. So no bitching if you fucking get offended by anything. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, for yet another episode of the Squirrel Tangent. I unfortunately am just by myself today. However, I did have to make good on a promise that I would put something out today, whether I was ready or not. So, not is the case. So I'm going to make this as simple as possible. A really quick episode, just so that I have something out that might get you guys laughing. Tales from the Bus Drivers. If you've listened to this podcast at all in the past, 2 years now, Jesus, you know that I'm a bus driver. You know that I drive the Las Vegas Strip. And you also know that things happen out there. There's been a lot of tales from the buses out here. I got a new one. So, this didn't happen to me, and again, some of the best ones don't happen to me, but I still gotta share them because, damn. When we drive the Strip, it's difficult at best, and next to impossible for some of the noob drivers, so we don't even count them, but there's a couple of us that are senior drivers out on the Strip, and we're fast. We get from one end to the other end, and we do so quickly. And so I'm behind one of those drivers last night. I'm also fast. He's fast. We're probably the two fastest we have out there. We get through the traffic. We get to our points. Even when we have schedules, we're next to never late. There's no point to it. We just drive. So I actually caught up to him last night. Now, the driver will remain nameless. However, so what happens? What had happened was, he pulled up to, I think he said it was Sahara, and this guy got on the bus. And so he's driving along, and he pulls up to Circus and catches up to the driver in front of him. It happens to me once in a while, too. And what we're supposed to do when we catch up to the driver in front is we wait for a little bit so that there's still a gap between buses that lets us make sure that there's time to get more people out there so that we don't have one bus empty and one bus getting smacked down. Because if there's too much of a gap, the bus behind is getting hit super duper hard. And we end up with retarded passenger loads. So he's doing his job. He gets off the bus, and while he's there, he's helping out a couple of lovely ladies. And this guy gets off the bus and he's like, "Come on, man, move this motherfucker." Now, this guy, I'm glad that it happened to him because he handled it in a way funnier way than me. I would have been like, "Oh, move this motherfucker. Fuck, man, it just suddenly couldn't move anymore, and we're going to wait for security." Because I'm not dealing with being mistreated. This guy, though, this particular driver, he's got attitude. He's good at it. He does it in such a way that you really can't be mad. So, that guy does that. He finishes doing what he's doing. He does what he's supposed to do. He helps these ladies get their tickets. He helps them onto the bus. He gets back onto the bus. And this guy the whole time, after saying to move this motherfucker, is giving him shit. Now, he's going to be like, well, move this mother. Okay, I'll move it. 5 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour, he's driving down the strip that everybody else is whipping around him doing 30. It gets better. The guy continues his tirade, so he gets to the next bus stop, and he's pulling off at an idle speed. He might be doing 3 miles an hour. He taps the gas to make sure the bus is continuing to move. He doesn't want to actually apply gas. He just wants to make sure the bus keeps going at an idle speed. Finally, like 20 minutes later, he gets to Fashion Show Mall. And he pulls up to Fashion Show Mall, and the guy's like, what, now you're going to drive like a bitch? And again, the wrong driver to say this to. So he steps off the bus and says, nope, I'm going to have lunch like a bitch. So he sits there and eats his lunch at a place where we don't normally even bother to stop. Like, we pick up and we go. But he steps out of his seat, steps onto the sidewalk, and is sitting there casually eating his lunch. Entirely. The entire time, this guy is shooting a tirade of, what, you're going to say I can't ride? Didn't say that. You're going to say you're just not going to move the bus? Didn't say that either. I'm going to sit here and eat my lunch like a bitch because that's what you said I am, right? Okay, so that's what I'm doing. You know, you can solve this. All you have to do is apologize. Yeah, it wasn't long before that guy apologized and they got the bus moving again. It's just hilarious when somebody gets what's coming to them, and it didn't even have to involve violence. That guy deserved that weight that he got. By the way, also, for that security guard that's on the strip, we don't see nearly enough of you guys. We would love to have you on our bus more because, trust me, you guys do help. The one that is a consummate fan and listening to every single episode, I told Brandy what you said about chewing me out for hitting the record button. I hit the record button this time. I didn't forget. But anyways, like I said, this is going to be a super duper short episode. I do apologize for that. I have only myself to blame. I was lazy this last couple days off, and I'm working overtime today, so I don't have time to do a full episode. I do hope you guys have a great one, but I'm going to have to call it ends here because I still have to have time to edit it, upload it, and get ready for work because I'm on my way in oh God, I'll be out there in 2 hours. Aloha, guys. And also, if you do like our episodes, please consider checking out patreon.com/thesquirreltangent. We don't ask a lot, and if you do, and once we start seeing money come up there, we will name drop for you. We'll mention you in an episode to thank you personally. Also, do check us out on Facebook. Wow, words. Facebook.com/thesquirreltangent. We post occasionally funny shit up there. That's where you can get the latest episode. And, it's a jumping point to make fun of somebody. Talk to you later. Aloha.
Bye-bye. Bye, Karen.
Bye, Karen.